What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 8 of the Mmi Podcast. Today I'm joined with me and I. Unfortunately, Mix couldn't join, so that reflects in the thumbnail. Today's topic is retro games, and we're going to go into detail about first games we played and the history of it and how they evolved. And we're going to be talking about Nintendo as a whole. This is going to be most of the episode, and you might notice that there's gameplay in the background. This gameplay is sucky, so...
Because myself sucks at Doom.
Yes.
Before we start with the episode, there are a couple of notes that we just want to say.
We have Instagram, Twitter, and Discord links in the description. Twitter is brand new, so once we hit minus five followers, we're gonna be giving away we're gonna be shipping him to your door. And when we get negative 100 followers, we're gonna be giving away Train. So watch out for that. And when we hit a million followers, not negative, a million followers, we're gonna be giving away myself. So I'm gonna actually come to your doorstep and I'm gonna personally slap you in the face. So
just wait until you blow up, then you have to eat those words.
Yes, I do. So quote me on that. People are gonna say, don't quote me on that, but quote us on that. So yeah. So you guys weren't expecting gameplay in the background, so be quiet, guys. So yeah. First off, history of Nintendo.
Before that, we also have modular thumbnails. So you can expect these thumbnails to be somewhat relatable to the actual content of the episode.
I mean, maybe no.
So subscribe, don't hit the bell, just a subscription counts.
Don't subscribe and don't hit the bell, so that evens out. You can either don't subscribe and hit the bell, or subscribe and not hit the bell. Okay, first off, what's your favorite game? So, what's your favorite game?
That one's hard, but I'd probably say Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Second game out of 3 currently, because I am a Luigi fan, and it's the only Luigi game I have.
You can use that in court, guys.
What's your favorite video game in general?
I can't really decide, but I think Pokemon.
Which one? Which one, man?
I can't decide that one because I only joined in on Generation 6.
Generation 6.
Spinner.
So you're a bandwagoner, huh? Well, if I showed up to your house and stole all your Pokemon stuff, what would you do? When I hit 1 million subs and you're the winner, I'm gonna come to your house and steal all your Pokemon stuff. This only applies to so if you guys are worried about getting us to 1 million because you're scared your Pokemon stuff will disappear, this only applies to so.
Alright, myself, what is your favorite video game in general?
My favorite game is Breath of the Wild. It's a pretty big game. I'm about 50 hours into it, and I know you can beat it in like an hour or less. Like, to those people, I can do whatever I want. You don't own my Wii U, and yes, I just said that. I still use a Wii U in 2020, so don't come at me.
Oh, could you?
I don't have a Switch. Man.
Except I do have a Switch.
The only game he plays on it is Mario Maker.
I mean, Mario Maker is a fun game.
But like, he has Mario Maker 2. Man. You know what?
Mario 2 is my favorite out of the 2 because it has Luigi.
When we hit 10 million subscribers, I'll give away my personal copy of Mario Maker 2. Not number 2, the original one, so watch out for that.
You're gonna eat those words.
Look forward to that.
I mean, when we hit 10 million subscribers, I can buy like a whole stack of them, so we're good there.
Still, you're gonna eat those
Amazing.
words.
Eat those words. That's gonna be on a t-shirt along with, these are our merch ideas so far. Stickers and
Hey. Come on, save it till episode 10.
Drama Bro. That's gonna be, so moving on. This is the history of Nintendo. So this is mostly slang, so like you guys need a game slang translator, so you know what I mean?
Not fact check us on anything we say.
Yeah.
You're just going off
This
the top
cannot
of
be
our heads
used
and
in
what we
court.
know.
You cannot use this if Nintendo sues us, so we can counter that by saying we weren't talking about Nintendo. So Nintendo was originally called Yamauchi Nintendo, and it was founded in 1989. So, and
Like
it was
Nintendo.
Nintendo, more like Nintendo don't. Oh. They started.
Continue on with the history.
They started out by making Hanafuda cards, and they were pretty successful at that, because Hanafuda cards are basically small handmade cards. Mostly they're handmade, but most of them are made in factories now, so they're basically small cards with pictures on them, since like gambling was illegal in Japan. So, and they were the first company to make them out of plastic, so like, accomplishment. So in the 50s, I think it's 1959, they got a deal with Disney to like put Disney characters on them, and they made like a lot of money from that. It was like very successful. So, and then with that, they were able to use that money to like move into other businesses, which is in specific the toy industry. So Gunpei Yokoi was like the main person behind all this. He wasn't a president, he was just a maintenance worker. So he created he made it the what's it called? The Ultra Hand, yeah. He made the Ultra Hand, and that was a success for Nintendo. And he later started to make. He started introducing ideas to make the Game & Watch. Why am I stuttering? You know what I mean? So with the Game & Watch, he was on a train like normal people do. And then he heard someone on his calculator. He was on a train.
Great sound effects. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And
Very amazing.
And he's like, you know what? I need to one up this guy, which is like because Mario, you know what I mean? And this was before Mario, so whatever. So
Must obtain an extra life on this person.
He made the Game & Watch, which is like a calculator thingy. It was like a thingy thing. It was like replicated, but it was basically a calculator that can play games. Even though my graphing calculator, it can play games. So, but don't tell the teacher that. So let's move on to consoles. So,
We'll come back to handhelds later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, their first console was the Color TV game. Very nice. That was released in 1977 before the crash. It was a Japan only thing, and the crash only happened in the USA, so we're good on that. And in 1985, after the crash, Nintendo decided to bring their Famicom over to the US. They made it look they made it look as similar as they could to a VCR, and they partnered with Mattel to market it as a toy because nobody
That's why
wanted
all
to
the
be
old cartridges.
nobody wanted
Go
to be
ahead.
associated with video games because it caused Nintendo. No, it didn't cause Nintendo. It caused lots of stores to go bankrupt, and they marketed it as a toy, and it was released with 30 games, if I'm correct.
And that's why you see all the old cartridges having the Mattel logo on it.
Mattel sticker. They
Mattel
released
sticker.
30 games with the black label on it. And some of these include Mario Bros, Gyromite, Duck Hunt. Metroid was one, but it had like a silver label. They put these into different categories, which is like adventure, action, and like, you know what I mean?
They were also called control decks.
Yes. They were called control decks because they didn't want to be called consoles, because like nobody wanted to be associated with consoles, so that no, we ain't calling it. They called it up to the N64 control decks, if I'm correct. So they had to market these. They had to put these in the toy aisles. Then it was a toy, and if you've been in a store, there's
a pretty damn expensive one too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at the toys now. I mean, they had talking teddy bears back then, so like that's not like a new thing. So there's,
continue on.
Like I said, with the toy stores, or like stores in general, there's a male toy and a female toy aisle, which is pretty sexist now. So they had to market it.
Yeah,
They couldn't put in both aisles because they'd be like, "Yo, man, why is there this toy in my aisle?" And they'll have a civil war over the NES, and they didn't want to have a civil war. They just wanted to reinvent the console business. So he said, "Oh, I'm putting in the boys and the male toy aisle," since like that's why you see games mostly marketed as males, not males. Like games can't be male. Games don't have genders. I mean, if you're a game watching this, I'm sorry for this. So you do
That's
have
why
a
you
gender.
generally see games
Don't hurt us.
appealing. That's why you generally see games appealing to the more male fantasy. Is because of that.
That is quoted from Fine Blows. No, from BuzzFeed, I mean. Feminists play
care.
GTA.
I honestly
You seen that video?
have not.
Okay. And then 1991 they introduced the Super Nintendo. It had 16-bit graphics, which opposed with from the thing, because the NES had 8-bit. They wanted to one up themselves by introducing 16-bit, and it launched with Pilot Wings. I'm pretty sure. I mean, no, that was the 3DS. It launched with Super Mario Land. So, no, dang.
Super Mario World.
Yes. And then in 1996 they released the N64, which was the last console to use cartridges. Which the N64 was like, the controller was based off Super Mario 64. It was like designed around it. So
Super Mario 64 is one of the most iconic games. One of the most.
like, you can't forget about my boy Tetris, which you are probably seeing in the background right now. So I'm probably failing at Tetris right now. So
Nobody fails at Tetris. Except you.
Yes.
Because you suck.
and then in 2001 came the Cube, the iconic, most beloved console right now. I mean, back then it was like considered a failure.
It launched with. It was the only console to launch without starting a main series Mario game on launch. It was the start of the Luigi's Mansion franchise with
Yes.
the original Luigi's Mansion.
The
Game
GameCube.
I really want to play.
The GameCube was a start and home to many beloved games like Custom Robo, Chibi Robo, Super Mario Sunshine. There's like a lot of iconic games on it. Smash Bros. Melee, which is considered one of the best Smash Bros.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
And
that.
2006, the Wii was introduced. It was the first Nintendo console to use actual CDs because the GameCube used mini CDs, which couldn't hold a lot of data. So,
Didn't the GameCube just use standard CDs?
yep. The Wii, a theory of why the GameCube failed is it couldn't play DVDs because the PS2 played DVDs and like it was like a success because DVDs were the thing at the time. So, but you can buy a DVD player for $200, or you can buy PS2 that has a DVD player in it for $100, and it can also play games. So, and then with the Wii,
Continue on with the Wii.
it was
Yeah.
one of the most popular consoles. It sold over 100 million units, and
Wow.
it was bundled. Not bundled. It was bundled with one of the greatest games ever, Wii Sports. This was like nah, nah,
Yes.
nah, 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 nah,
Alright,
Okay,
back
okay.
on track. Continue on.
Fun fact, I actually own 8 copies of Wii Sports. Don't ask.
Don't ask,
Very
you
Wii
won't get any
Sports.
context.
It was released alongside Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, which was one of the darkest Zelda games in my opinion. It's like honestly, if you ask me, it should have been rated M. Cause, fun fact, Majora's Mask was gonna be with Majora's Mask in the scene where Link was putting on his mask. The part where he's screaming in agony, that's pretty terrifying on its own, but it was supposed to be more realistic and contain blood. But if they did that, the game would have been rated as T, so like they had to like settle down because they actually wanted to sell the game. So,
The more you know.
and also
Whoa.
a fun fact about Majora's Mask, the collector's edition is worth less than the original version, the holographic cover, because they produced more of those than the original one without it. And with the NES Legend of Zelda, the gray cart is worth more than the gold cart. Same reason, they produced more gold carts than gray carts, so.
Interesting.
Huh.
Okay,
What's the next device up in line?
it was the Wii U. This was a failure. It sold 13 million units, like around
Not
that.
holding back, are you?
The reason it failed is because the name was too similar to the Wii. It was called Wii U, but they marketed it as a controller. Like most people thought it was a controller, so they'd walk into
Wii
GameStop.
Me and then the Wii U.
Yep, people are walking into GameStop saying, "Yo, can I get that tablet for the Wii?" And oh no, it's the console. They'd be like, "What, man?" The ad said it was a new controller, so it was very poor on. It was
controller.
It was very poor on Nintendo's side. Don't get me wrong, it is a fantastic console, and if you want some financial advice from me, I'm pretty sure the Wii U value is gonna go up soon. Just wait, the Wii and Wii U value is gonna go up soon, so that stocks with myself, so
Donks.
yes.
Bonks.
And the next console, this is often considered a handheld by many people since it's like
Technically is.
yeah, it is a handheld, but like
It is, but it isn't.
Yes,
It's very fuzzy in that gray line.
it's like there's a line, and it's like oop, which side am I on? Hop.
Making that line very blurry.
The line is like the line is as thin as a hair, so it was released in 2017, and it included detachable Joy-Cons, and it was home to a lot of games. It was like a dream for many, a console that you can take wherever you go. I mean, yes, you can take your PS4 wherever you go, but can you really hook it up while you're riding a bike, huh?
Luigi's Mansion 3 is on it with a playable 8 co-op mode.
Yes.
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 And now we're gonna be talking about a handheld.
Oh, my favorite.
Yes, very handheld. So, in 1989, Nintendo released the Game Boy. It was, like I said, it was created by Gunpei Yokai. It was bundled with Tetris. You know what I mean?
There was also Super Mario Land with one of my personal favorite soundtracks. Super Mario Land, Baraboto Kingdom. Probably butchered that.
And then a couple years later, they released the Game Boy Light only in Japan. It's basically a Game Boy, but thinner, and they had a backlit screen. And then, no, that was the Game Boy Pocket, but it didn't have it. The Game Boy Light came out in 89. No, in 98. Dang it.
Oh.
I messed that up. It came alongside with the Game Boy Color, which was like basically a Game Boy in color. The Game Boy Pocket was released a couple of years after the Game Boy, so it was in. And then
The next handheld.
is the Virtual Boy.
Oh god, the Virtual Boy. Wasn't that one of Nintendo's worst products because it gave people motion sickness?
Yeah.
Um.
It was released in 1995. It's a fun fact. The Virtual Boy is actually higher resolution than the N64.
Oh.
And then in 2001, they released the Game Boy Advanced. The Game Boy Advance had a color screen. Colored screen. It was backwards compatible with all Game Boy games, and
Very backwards.
I mean, but and then you know what I mean.
What's the next handheld on the list of the chopping block?
The chopping block list. The next one is the Game Boy Advance SP, first folding console by Nintendo. If you count the Game & Watch, the Game & Watch had a bunch of folding ones, which was like it introduced a full backlit
Very
screen.
interesting.
So that was an upgrade from the Game Boy Advance, but like it was like smaller than it, so like more people preferred the Game Boy Advance, which is why most people mod their Game Boy Advance is to have IPS screens. And then the next console is the DS. It was released in 2004. It was like DS, if you don't know, stands for Dual Screen or Developer System.
I did not know that.
Amazing.
And in 2006, they released a redesigned one called the DS Lite, which is like...
How about the DSi?
No, the DS Lite came before the I. Do you think they're gonna be like, that's like releasing a Switch. That's like releasing the 3DS before the... I mean, never mind.
Alright, continue on.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Myself?
Yeah.
Okay,
it was like a lighter version. It was like a redesign. It was like the DS Slim, the Xbox Series Lite. Yeah. And in 2008, they released the DSi, which is basically a DS with a camera and an eShop. There's no difference except a camera and an eShop, which is like, if you have the DSi, you're like, you're just a big flexer. And then
Big flex.
yeah, we know you own one. They also introduced the DSi XL, which is like massive. It's like, it's like, you don't want to mess with that. If you see the DSi, if you see the DSi XL on the street, don't approach it, because it can like knock you out. Like, oh my.
Oh.
And in 2011, the 3DS was released, which was like, basically, it was like, because back then, there was a craze for 3D everything. Like, I have a 3D TV, which is like pretty old. We got it for free, so like,
No, I got my 3DS brand new, and a couple months ago, it's split in half.
Yep.
Very half.
Those things can take a beating.
I literally witnessed it. He actually had a black 3DS XL. So
those things can take a beating. I've built mine a good 30 times before it split.
Like half of his screen is black. Like,
wait, really?
This water got in underneath my top screen, causing half of my top screen to go black.
Yeah, I modded it for him.
Those things can take a beating.
Wait, was that a villager in the background? Huh?
Right,
oh, you mean Bob?
Alright, continue on.
Okay. And then in 2012, they released the 3DS XL, which is basically a bigger 3DS. And 2013, they released the 2DS, which is basically a 3DS, but you couldn't play it in 3D. I actually have a 3DS, a 2DS, and it works fine. And
Can confirm.
Yep. And in 2015, they released the new 3DS, which is the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL. The new 3DS, the new series introduced face tracking, 3D, and C-Stick, which is like
the ZL and ZR buttons.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I knew a lot of people with that XL, but like no one had the new 3DS. Honestly, I like the new 3DS better than the XL because like it has with changeable faceplates and it's like the perfect size for me. So.
Nice.
And then most people don't know this, but the new 2DS XL is newer than the Switch because the Switch came out March 2017. The new 2DS came out July 2017. So fun fact.
Oh.
And
I forgot about that.
you forgot about the 2DS? The 2DS XL, huh? Are you wasting?
No, I forgot. I forgot about when it came out.
Okay. And then September 20th, 2019, the Switch Lite came out, which is basically the 2DSs of the Switch.
Yes, they have no removable Joy-Cons, plus their interface is smaller.
Yeah. Actually, Mmi has a Switch Lite in black, so if you want to track him down. Wait, was it blue?
It was black.
Oh, yeah, it was white. So if you want to track him down.
Mine was blue.
Fun fact. His dad stole it from an airport, so I's dad stole his Switch Lite from the airport. So he has.
Well, I mean, it's technically not mine, but still.
It's someone we can't name. So if you're out there watching, I'll find you.
Alright. Moving on to back in the past, the retro games.
The reason I remember the Switch Lite day is because the iPhone 11 came out that day, and most importantly, the Area 51 raid happened that day, so.
Yeah, that was something.
Very something. Elixir became a meme. So.
Alright. Traveling back to the past, we have the retro games.
First game you guys played. So, what was the first game you played, and what was the first system you remember receiving? Like, first system you remember playing?
Oh god.
He
That's gonna be tough.
He has a lot of systems.
If I'm being honest, I think I remember playing Mario Kart Wii on the Wii. Just because my parents didn't trust me with the other systems at the time.
Okay. What was the first game you remember playing on which system?
I think it was Wii Sports or Mario Kart Wii.
I mean,
I don't remember.
It can be a mobile game. You know what I mean?
Oh, mobile game?
Like first.
Well, that's even harder then.
You know what? Okay, first game I played was Metroid on the DS. You might be wondering, oh, Metroid Prime? No, because like, if you don't know, Nintendo released the classic NES series for the GBA, and one of those games they released was NES Metroid. So I had that, and my first system was the DS Lite. So yeah.
Nice.
Huh.
Yeah. Although I have been told a lot that most people these days think retro games are the best. But growing up, when all you have is 8-bit, these new modern day games are a dream.
I
Which
mean,
I
like,
do agree with that, because I can't imagine 8-bit every day. But then
that's
again, there are
that's something a
games that.
Gen Z would say.
But then again, you-
Zoomer, okay, Zoomer.
then again, modern day games, there are a few that do follow the 8-bit style. One of the most popular being Undertale, and the Undertale Switch version, which includes its own special boss Mad Mew Mew.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. You guys have anything to say on old retro games?
Okay. One of the most hyped games was Mario 3. They literally released an entire movie for it.
Really?
Yeah, the wizard.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
it was
oh,
like so crazy that people were making bootleg versions. They would import it from Japan and put in an adapter and put that in a cartridge, and like people would sell that and they would make lots of money. It was like the most hyped game.
songs.
Yep.
And also, did you know that the original version of Super Mario Bros. 2 wasn't actually Super Mario Bros. 2,
Yep.
making it a non-canonical version of Super Mario Bros.
Yep.
Yeah.
The reason why they decided to change in North America is the president of, I think it was the president of Nintendo at the time, Nintendo of America. He said it was too hard, so like they took in another game, I forget which one it was, and they just put Mario skin on it. So like that's Mario Bros 2 for you. And a fun fact is Mario 2, North American Mario 2 in Japan is uh, I forget what it's called, but the Japanese Mario Bros 2 is called the Lost Levels. So
Doki Doki Panic. That's the original
Uh,
name of Mario Bros. 2.
oh yeah,
Doki Doki Panic.
yeah, because the creative Mario, not Shigeru Miyamoto, but like one of the creators of Mario 2 was working on that game. So
Yeah. How do Which kind of graphics do you like better? Like, you know, think about playing them like once every week.
eight
Which
eight
graphics do you like better?
8K.
Modern HD 3D or 8-bit? Keep in mind, you can play the other styles any other time of the week.
Imagine Call of Duty in 8-bit. It would
Oh
be a
god, that would be an
boo,
experience.
boo,
uh,
boo, boo.
mm,
8-bit card would be an
That would be an experience.
so it just feels so odd.
mm.
COD being an 8-bit.
I mean, I have it on the DS. The DS is an
Uh,
8-bit, but like it feels like 8-bit. So
uh, yeah,
so
so we done talked about anything that we
how
wanted to
have
talk about, or is there still more?
how have they evolved into new games? So they have evolved into new games since like some of the mechanics from like Super Super Mario Bros. Were carried on to new Super Mario Bros. But like they were like expanded upon. You know what I mean?
If you
Yeah.
want the greatest look at the different change in graphics, take a look at the Mario series from the beginning, or the Doom series from the beginning, and look through all their games up until
Yeah,
now.
Mario 64 is
Yeah.
a revolutionary game because like you know
The first game to be introduced in 3D.
Breath of the Wild is like
Yes.
Breath of the Wild is like basically a bit of every Zelda game from the Wind Waker, which was like the first 3D one. It's like a bit of it and putting it all in a game.
Right. Anything else to add or say?
I mean, like, why are you talking like we're about to wrap up?
I'm not.
So, what are you guys?
Just asking.
What's your guys' thoughts on the PS5? Like,
I had this debate yesterday. I mean, not yesterday.
Yeah.
Last
no.
episode.
What do
Yeah,
you
the
guys
last
think about
time.
it? I mean, like, what do you
All I
think?
gotta say is Wi-Fi router.
Actually, I think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. You know what I mean? Oh,
Its design is definitely cool, but it does honestly look like a Wi-Fi router.
I mean, yeah, but like,
It does
honestly,
have a cool design, I will say that.
what do you think about the? What do you think will perform better sales-wise, the Series X or the PS5?
I think they're going to be fairly close.
Yeah, like
Same.
console wars shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
PS5 is better than Xbox Series X. Yo, you're wrong.
You know what?
Yeah.
To the people who say, yeah, my PC is better than your PS4, of course it is. Your brand new PC is better than my 7-year-old PC. My 7-year-old console.
Yes. Your $10,000
My
PC
my
is
10,000.
faster and better than my $300 PS4.
Yeah, your $10,000 computer is better than my $300 PS4. Like, why are you comparing a PC to a console? Like,
Especially one that's like $5 to $10 grand PC to only a $300 console.
I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Comparisons like that happening, they're not even fair.
I mean, why would you compare a PC to an Xbox? You can basically play all the PC games you want on. You can play all your Xbox games on your PC. So like, does that matter in the end? But like, the Xbox is basically a very. It's like a modified version. It's running a modified version of Windows. So people have,
Really?
people
Yeah.
have actually modded it to like have actual Windows. So that's something.
Turning the Xbox into a tower.
Which one are you getting? The Wi-Fi router, the mini fridge, or the stove?
The stove?
The stove is the
What?
Series X, the Series S.
Oh.
You know how
Oh yeah.
you know how it's
No,
like
I'm probably
white
gonna
and
hang
then it has
back.
the black circles.
Probably gonna hang back and just wait.
Honestly, I'm not
And
gonna.
besides, I don't really think I'll have the money for it for either.
I mean, like, the only console he's owned beside that's not Nintendo's like the 360. So honestly, I haven't. I'm gonna upgrade from my PS3 when like the time comes, like when they release like a special edition. I'm gonna buy that.
Or when the prices to go down.
I mean, like when they release like a Slim, it's gonna go down probably.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
what do you think about investing in video games, like buying video games and then the price of the video games going up? Like, what do you think of that?
Onks.
Yes.
Donks.
Here's some advice with your boy myself. So, if you want what my predictions are is buy the Pokemon games. The DS Pokemon game prices have gone up, so don't buy the DS Pokemon game. Instead, buy the 3DS Pokemon game, because those are gonna go up in like by the end of by the start of 2030. So, and the Wii and the Wii U stuff is gonna go up because like as we saw, the GameCube has gone up because people are getting nostalgic about the GameCube, so that drives the demand up. So the Wii is next because like the people who experienced it are starting to get older because like
Yeah. But I was actually looking forward to getting Ultra Sun or Moon because I apparently don't have it.
don't you have? I mean, you got Moon on the day it released, so that's
Yeah.
a major flex.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have never gotten a game on its launch date. The, the only
I've
thing
got a couple games on its launch. The launch date.
the only
On the
thing
launch date.
the only thing I waited in line for was the IKEA and Virgil Abloh collection. I waited 5 hours outside of IKEA in November in Canada, so it was very cold actually. Like it was like I was like so tired after because I woke up at 5. I woke up at no, not 5. I woke up at 4, and I went and waited in line for it. Like,
Oh. And yeah, Canada gets bloody cold in the winter.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
I can tell.
We can survive through it.
I mean, in January it was like minus 40, minus 50.
Like Jeebus Eatus.
Yeah.
That's like insane.
Should probably end off the episode. What do you guys think?
So yeah,
Yeah.
comment, likes, and subscribe. And if you make it this far into the video, comment down.
Congratulations.
Comment
You have
down.
survived the podcast.
Congratulations, you have done it.
If you made it this far, comment down Mix come back, and I will heart the comments that say Mix come back. If you see it's coming from Train himself, I'm not gonna heart that, but I will keep an eye on you.
Oh, come on.
Fine, you'll get a
What?
heart. I'll pin the first person to say Mix come back, and I will heart their comment. I will heart every comment that says Mix come back, and the first person that says Mix come back will be pinned. So I know me's gonna be like the first one, me or I. So
No doubt about that. You know I'm always there. Because you can tell it's me because because the person commenting would be me, then underscore, then Pain Train.
so yeah. Since you've made it this far into the video, let's set a like goal. Like any other YouTuber, if this gets 100 likes, I will slap I. So
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it,
So
do
yeah.
it.
Peace out. Comment down
Hit the
below.
subscribe
Mix
button.
come back.
You don't need to hit
Subscribe.
the bell.
Don't hit the bell. Follow the Instagram if you want. Follow the Twitter if you want. And join the Discord if you want. And yeah, this is myself, and peace out.